Okay, so I've been here for 6 months now and I am leaving. But only for a month, and I'll be back at the end of June. So I really wanted to make a very clickbait title and see what happens. So maybe you're watching this thinking, what's going on? Maybe you don't care at all, I don't know. But I did want to make a video about 6 months in Vietnam, as it's been 6 months now since I've been here, and just talk about my overall experiences. So I will be back in Minnesota for all of June. This video will probably be out in June. Before I do that, I want to talk about what it's been like here in 6 months in Vietnam and just my overall thoughts and experiences. So I remember when I first got here, I was obviously completely jet-lagged and just totally thrown off by the traffic. The bikes were just making so much noise and it was just so weird to try to figure out the pattern of the flow of traffic and everything. You kind of get used to it after a while. You see the organized chaos, I suppose. I think I've described it that way before. After a while, I realized just a couple of days ago walking around that it just doesn't faze me like it did at the beginning. Like, it's just normal now. Because if you're here for a while, it just becomes normal. You know, you're coming from what it's like in the US, this is obviously quite different, but I'm not sure if I'll go back and experience like a reverse culture shock where cars on highways will be weird to me, maybe. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. I did a video after a few months talking about my experiences, and I did a video actually with Alex from Ninja Teacher talking about my experiences, and the first 2 or 3 months were actually pretty good. Shortly after I did that video with Alex, it got really hard, I guess, in some weird ways. It just like mentally and emotionally, it was very odd. I felt very out of place, and I think the culture shock kind of got to me. I've seen these like graphs before where it's like you're a tourist and then like suddenly it's like realization and then you kind of get back to normal. I think I'm back to normal now, but month 3 and 4 where I was really depressed, I guess, a lot of the time and weirdly lonely. So even feeling that, I knew that it was a phase, but it doesn't necessarily make it easier. It's really hard to explain unless you've been here. Maybe you have not experienced such a thing, but I guess it's something to keep in mind when you are traveling long-term like I have been. I've made some friends here, which is really nice. A lot of people from all around the world. It's really interesting to hear their stories. And even though you might have nothing else in common, just the idea of meeting people who are willing to leave their home country to come across the world to another country, you instantly have something really powerful in common, I think, and that's been really interesting, and to hear their stories and to make friends that way. I think when I come back though, this is something that I haven't done as much, is to actually make more friends with Vietnamese people. I have a few Vietnamese friends, but not as many. Most of my friends are expats or digital nomads or something, which is great, and I guess I have a lot more in common with them, but it's like, I am here in Vietnam, I should probably make more Vietnamese friends, so that's going to be a really big focus for when I come back at the end of June. I should also say that I have tried a lot of Vietnamese food, but lately I haven't been eating as much of it. I get a lot of grab food and just sit and work in my apartment here. I'm going to be more adventurous with Vietnamese food, and I want to meet more people to actually go and try new things, and maybe they can show me something new. That's one of my goals that I'm planning for when I come back. Overall, I think this has been a really positive life experience to come to a foreign country for this long already, and I really look forward to seeing where it could lead. I think obviously there's going to be ups and downs. It can be lonely at times, and it can be jarring to just feel so different because I am here. You know, I am the foreigner, obviously, so it's something to kind of get used to. But at the same time, it has been very rewarding, and I think if you're able to do something like this, I would recommend that. So my last video, I talked about how I got the temporary resident card. I'll post that up there if you want to check that out. My next couple of videos will be in Minnesota, hiking with some friends, and then I'll be back in Vietnam at the end of June. Thanks for watching again, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you real soon.